I said I would wear this shirt anytime I review a movie I've never seen that I should have probably already, and I am a man of my word. It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Cujo movie review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and over in Killer Flicks, the theme of the week is Stephen King, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to watch one of the Stephen King adaptations I've yet to see. And that's Cujo from 1983, starring Dee Wallace, several St. Bernards, and a Ford Pinto. And yeah, there's a reason that I haven't seen this movie. One of the main reasons is, have you ever seen Old Yeller? You remember what happened to Old Yeller when he got rabies? Yeah. So, for the longest time, I've pretty much avoided this movie on purpose. But a couple of years ago, I picked up the 25th anniversary edition, and I've yet to watch it. As a matter of fact, I never even opened it yet. So I opened it, and I watched it, and I'm glad I have. Which it brought to my attention, apparently I've seen bits and pieces on this, bits and pieces of this movie throughout my childhood on television, and just never, realized it. I mean, I guess I kind of realized it, but I've never seen the whole movie from beginning to end, okay? So now I have. I rectified the situation. So we start off with Cujo, and he's chasing a bunny rabbit, alright? He chases this bunny rabbit down this hole, and there's a bunch of vampire bats down there, and the vampire bats don't like the dog down there barking, probably because they're rabid. And if you're rabid, apparently it affects your hearing, and anytime you hear any loud noises, it makes you go crazy. So they start going crazy, and they're biting his nose, and he goes and he runs back off. And let's just get this out of the way. Cujo is the cutest little dog. Look at him just laying here like a big fat oaf. I used to work at Lowe's, and this dog that looked just like Cujo used to come in every other day. And it was my favorite part of working there. I got to rough up this Saint Bernard. But anyway, so then we meet the main characters of the film. You got Tad and Donna, and then whatever her husband's name was. I wasn't paying attention. Probably not important. But Tad is having, I guess he sees a monster in his closet. He seemed like he was awake. He does have a creepy bedroom at night. I will admit that. But yeah, he has, the monster in the closet problem, and his dad comes in and he tells him there's no monsters in the closet, and he's real good with his son. He's a good father, which makes it all the more disappointing to find out that Donna, played by Dee Wallace, is cheating on her husband with the hunk of the town. Is that what she called him?
Stud.
The local stud. But then she realizes after the couple nights of Tad having bad dreams or nightmares or seeing monsters in the closet, and the fact that her husband is such a good father, she realizes maybe I shouldn't throw all this away for, some stupid fling. So she tries to cut it off with this guy, and he doesn't take it very well. We find that out later on in the movie, because there is a scene where actually when she breaks it off with him, he chases her outside, and her husband happens to drive by and see him accosting her in the street, and he turns around, but she's gone by the time he gets turned around. Anywho, I don't know what you're talking about. Just stop ruining my video. It's the second time I've had to do this. Anyway, so she drives this Ford Pinto, and it's not running right. They keep talking about this thing's wrong with it or that thing's wrong with it, but the alternator light keeps coming on and the car won't start. So I'm thinking it's the fucking alternator. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So they take it to the mechanic, and for some reason he doesn't fix it. And now this is one of your typical backwood hicks from Maine. He's very domineering towards his wife. You kind of see that. They end up winning the lottery. So
Well, $5,000.
$5,000. So his wife, the mechanic's wife's going to take a trip with her son, and they're going to go off and see her sister in Connecticut. And then that morning before they leave, the boy notices that there's something wrong with Cujo, but they don't think nothing of it. So they leave, which, then you get the first kill of the movie, the little fat bald guy that the mechanic's going to go out whoring with because his wife's going to be out of town. I love this scene because just when Cujo comes up, just his reaction when Cujo attacks him and just I don't give a damn or whatever, and then he goes crazy. He goes in the house and he gets his gun, but he's just not fast enough because Cujo just puts an end to that guy, and then he ends up turning on his owner. But shit, now I done skipped. See, don't interrupt me when I'm doing things. I done skipped the part where we get introduced to Cujo, and Dee Wallace tells Ted not to be petting strange dogs, and they say, "Oh, he's fine. He would never hurt anybody." Well, according to what I just said, that's not true. I mean, he hadn't hurt anybody yet. But yeah, she notices the little scratch on his nose from where the bat bit him. I mean, I don't think she right away knows that, oh, he must have rabies. But anyway, so they supposedly get the car fixed, but then the car's still not fixed. So her husband, he's working for an ad company, and there's a bit of a debacle. They're on the news because their product makes people pee and poop red. So it looks like they're pissing and shitting blood. So there's a big recall on all that cereal. So now they've got to worry about losing the account with this company. So that's another fun little subplot. So he's going off on a business trip. The Pinto still doesn't run, and he was supposed to take it on Friday, I believe, to get it fixed, but he never did. So he goes off on his trip, and Dee Wallace, she has to take the car to the mechanic. So we get there, and Cujo by this time has already killed the owner and the fat guy next door. So she notices nobody's there, and then we get like one of the best scares. Like, I mean, I'm a grown man, and I've never seen this before. I've seen clips of it in like YouTube videos and stuff, but when you're actually watching the video and you're not expecting it, bam! This shit right here, yeah, it got me. It got me. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the scenes, this movie's fucking terrifying. Just the thought of being trapped in a car with a fucking rabid dog like this. Especially knowing me, knowing there ain't going to be... I mean, I would like to think that I'd whoop a dog's ass, but I don't know. I don't have the heart to cause harm to animals. I'd probably rather die. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been put in this situation, okay? But this is a fucked up situation, and just... I don't know why... Like, look at this. Now, it used to be lower than this. The first time I ever looked up this movie, it had like a 5.4. And that was like 7 years ago. And then I just never thought of it since. And then I bought it and just never watched it. Now I watched it and I'm still wondering, a 6.0? Really? Sure, I know it's slow getting started and then there's nothing really going on until the first kill, and then it's still sort of slow. But the suspense and the fucking, what do you call it, anxiety from the anxiety I had for these two, like, oh my god, like what the fuck's gonna happen? Because like I never seen this movie, so I didn't know what was gonna happen. And Sarah's sitting here telling me little bits and pieces out of the book as we're going. Because once we get to the end, I mean, they're in this car for 3 days with no food and water. That's just as terrifying as there being a scary dog outside attacking them every time they try to open the door to pee or anything. Anytime the phone rings, the dog just starts attacking the car. But then, her husband, he's called for the past 3 days and she hasn't answered. And he's already kind of paranoid because her ex-lover, he's unstable. So sure enough, the ex-lover does come and he tears up the whole house. And the husband, he had the nightmare, so he has to leave his little business trip and go back. And when he gets back, he finds the house in disarray. And luckily, he calls the police and they go to check on, hey, she should have took the car to the shop because the car's not at the house. So he's like, well, we're going to go check it out. And the sheriff, he goes out and he checks it out. That was a bad idea. Bad idea. He probably should have never got out of the car. As soon as you drove up and you saw that car with the blood on it and the busted window on the one side, I would have thought, what the fuck's going on here? maybe use my fucking radio and say, yeah, things don't look like this is something fishy's going on around here. Maybe send some backup. But he doesn't. He gets out of the car and right away, bam, here comes Cujo, and he has his way with him. And he almost gets away, but he doesn't. Not to spoil the movie. Shit, I really need to work on my spoiler-free reviews. But hey, I'm probably the only person in the world that's never seen this movie. But I have now. You know, I rectified that. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. Anyway, so yeah. Then, Dee Wallace finally gets out of the car and just starts beating the shit out of him with a baseball bat. And this was a hard scene for me to watch. Because it looked like they were really hitting that dog. Now I know it was probably a foam bat, but it looked real, and it made me sad. Like the whole fucking movie.
They showed it to you more from the dog's perspective, as opposed to from a third, because she wasn't really hitting that dog. Yeah.
We know there was no dogs harmed in the making of this movie, but they sure made it look like there was, and it's, you know, I can't handle it. And, but yeah, then she ends up killing him. It's like, you know what? Fuck you and that kid. Like, just let this dog needs help. Somebody just, you know, try to get a hold of him so you can take him to the vet and get his shots. He's a poor defenseless little puppy dog. I mean, look at this face. How could you not love this fucking face? Anyway, she kills fucking Cujo, and she can't get her fucking son out of the car because she fucking locked the one door, and the other door doesn't have a handle because Cujo bit it off, and then the hatch is locked. So she busted out with a gun, and she takes him in and gives him mouth-to-mouth, and he's dead. He's dead as a doornail because he's dehydrated. He's been trapped in a car for 3 days with no fucking food or water. And shit, she's got onset rabies because the dog fucking bit her on the leg. Anyway, so she's giving him mouth to mouth, and now I heard in the book, the little boy dies. And Stephen King said that's one of his biggest regrets, that if he could go back and change anything in one of his novels, that he would go back and let Tad live. Well, that's why they did this in the movie, apparently. But he wakes up, and then here comes her husband, and he greets her on the porch. They go to hug, and then that's it? That's it? You're gonna fucking end the movie there? What the fuck? I wanted to know what happened with the fucking cereal, god damn it! But, you know, I get what they give me, I guess.
Well, in the book, in
the book, they secured the account, so yay. But fucking, I wanted to know in the movie, because I can't read and I'm not going to. But they could have, like, just, you know, gave me like 5 or 10 more minutes just to recap, or like, what happened afterward. They just, it's like the fucking Sopranos when they ended the fucking series in the middle of a... I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, what are we gonna rate this movie? We're gonna give it a nice big milk bone. How about that? Yeah, it's a nice big milk bone for this movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. And if you didn't like it, or couldn't get through it, maybe try watching it again. Maybe make sure you're not tired or something. Because somebody in Killer Flicks said that they couldn't get through this movie and it must have been the mood they were in. Well, I was in just a random mood, and I made it all the way through the movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So, hopefully, if you didn't like this movie, you'll like it again on a second viewing. Because I'm one of those people that likes to watch stuff a second time just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I liked it the first time, so I'm pretty sure I'll like it next time. Anyway, like the video. I gotta go. It's past my bedtime. My 3-day weekend's over. Subscribe. Yeah.
Tell your mom.
Yeah, tell your mom. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everybody. I've made too many videos this weekend. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, could cry all the time. Well,